Let's say that using Foundry and on the mainnet fork, I want to test a trade on Uniswap B3. For example, I might want to trade 1 million DAI for ETH, but I don't have 1 million DAI. But using Foundry, there's an easy way to obtain that 1 million DAI. So in this video, I'll show you how to obtain that 1 million DAI easily inside your Foundry test. For this example, we're going to be using DAI, so I initialized IERC20 and then loaded the DAI contract, which is located at this address on mainnet. So next, we'll write some code to obtain 1 million DAI, and we'll write our test inside here. We'll mint 1 million DAI to, let's say, Alice, and we'll say address Alice is equal to address 123. Okay, to mint 1 million DAI to Alice, what we need to do is call the function deal. This is a function that is provided by the Foundry test. The first input will be the address of the token. So this will be address DAI. The next input will be the account that we want to mint 1 million DAI to. This will be Alice. How much tokens are we minting? We're minting 1 million DAI. So this will be 1e6 times 1 DAI has 18 decimals. So we'll multiply this by 1e18. And then the last parameter is optional. If we want to also adjust the total supply of DAI, since we're minting 1 million DAI, we want to also increment the total supply by 1 million. So then in this case, you would put true. And executing this code, Alice will obtain 1 million DAI inside this mainnet fork test. To test this, we're going to log the DAI balance of Alice before and after we call the function deal. So I'll say uint bal before is equal to DAI.balance of Alice. And then we'll log this console.log balance before bal before, and we'll log the balance after we call the function deal. Bal after balance after. This true parameter, we said that it updates the total supply. So let's check this also by logging the total supply before and after calling deal. So I'll type uint total before is equal to DAI.total supply. And then we'll console log this. Console log total before is total before, and we'll log the total supply after as well. Total after, total after, total after. Before we execute the test, there is one more thing that I want to do. I said that DAI has 18 decimals, so when we log these balance and total supply, it's gonna be a really large number. To make this demo easier to understand, I'm gonna divide everything by 10 to the 18, since 1 DAI is equal to 10 to the 18. So I'll divide this by 1e18, total before by 1e18, bal after by 1e18, and lastly, total supply after by 1e18. Okay, let's try compiling the contract. I'll open my terminal and then type forge build. And the contract compiles, so let's now execute the test. To execute this test on mainnet fork, I'm gonna first need the URL for the fork. I have a memo of the fork URL, so I'll copy this, open my terminal, and then paste what I just copied. Inside the terminal, this will set the fork URL variable to this URL. And then to run a test on mainnet fork, I'll type forge test -- fork URL, and then reference the fork URL variable that we declared above, $ fork URL -- match path. The name of the test is test will.t.sol, and we want to see the outputs from the console log inside our terminal, so I'll type -bbb. The test executed successfully. Let's take a look at the log. Alice's balance of DAI before we call the function deal was 0. And then the balance after, we have 6 zeros here, so that's 1 million. So Alice has 1 million DAI after we call the function deal. How about the total supply? The total supply before we call the function deal is this number over here. The total supply after we call the function deal, notice that it starts with 4624. And the total supply before starts with 4623. We have a 3 here, and we have a 4 here. So by calling deal, we also updated the total supply. In summary, I showed you how to use deal to mint any token to any address.